So, you guys, I saw that Beck uploaded, and she has some good news updates. And that's a good thing, Beck. Keep it up. Keep on uploading when you can. Even if you can only do it once a month or once every 2 weeks. Excellent, excellent. Anyways, let's listen to what she had to say.
Hey everyone. First of all, I want to address a response to my last video. I want to thank every single one of you who commented kind things, everyone who watched my video and showed me understanding, and all the people who helped me through their generous donations and super thanks. The reaction was overwhelmingly supportive and heartwarming. I never anticipated the amount of support I would receive, and I can't even begin to tell you the difference it made in my life so quickly. Because of you guys, I was able to pay for my car to be towed. I was able to make up the difference in rent this month, and you even helped ease my worries about covering my car and insurance payments while I wait for their claim decision. Just a handful of days ago, I was so afraid of losing everything and sliding backwards again on top of how it would be received. Even while I was making the video, I wasn't sure if even making it and saying anything about Amber or myself was the right choice. But after hearing your stories and your kind words, I now know that I could really make a lot of you happy by making content again.
And honestly, I am going to be honest, I did go over Beck's channel to snoop around like I normally do. And actually, it was heartwarming to see how many people left her super thanks and left her encouraging messages underneath her video. It was heartwarming. See, guys, there are some decent people sometimes in this part of the cesspit that we like to call girl world. But honestly, there are actually good people in girl world. You get rewarded when you do good things, or if you're a decent person, people will come through for you. So that made me happy to see that.
I don't want to sound dramatic, but I truly feel blessed and saved by everyone who reached out to me. You've given me the opportunity to change how I am perceived on YouTube. This outpour of positivity made coming back to YouTube more welcoming for me. I would like to continue making content to some extent, though it may be kind of sporadic, mainly because I'm still working my full-time job that I'm really passionate about, and it takes up a lot of my time. But it was because of your help that I was able to keep my job by getting rides to work and not continuing to miss too many days.
Aw, good on you, Beck. Good on you for keeping your job, and I'm glad that you have a job that you love. I'm happy to hear that. That's a little talk on my cold, a little that hard. It's a talk on in the string on my cold, a little that hard, but good for you, Beck. Good for you.
So I'll do what I can to come up with new ideas and make things that you guys might like to see as often as I can. Maybe we can even come up with some fun type of series together. I want to keep the positivity going and making this channel a safe place for all of us. In my last video, I talked about narcissistic abuse and the importance of having a support system. I'd like to talk a little now about the long-term effects of narcissistic abuse and the way it personally affected me over the years. For me, my self-confidence and worth was damaged more than anything. While I've had abusers be mean and cruel, no one could hurt me quite like I've hurt myself. Narcissistic abusers can use that low self-esteem to convince you that your negative thoughts are true and that you really don't deserve better than how you're treating yourself and how they in turn treat you.
You see, that part right there, Beck. That part right there. And I still think till this day why Amber is still so bitter about Beck. Honestly, I always thought that Amber thought she deserved better than Beck, but she was willing to stick it with Beck because, like Beck said, she had a low self-esteem and she used that at her advantage. And she thought that she had somebody for free to do whatever the hell, she wanted them to do for her. But anyways, I'm getting off track, but I'm glad right back. I'm glad of your own self-awareness, and I'm glad for you to be able to come to the point where you recognize of exactly what was going on.
I thought I deserved all the horrible things being done to me and said about me, but it was painful, and that's why I've been so defensive in the past. Even though I've struggled with negative self-talk since I was little, it still never got easy to cope with. Finally, leaving that kind of relationship after years of exploitation and mental gymnastics left me feeling trapped in a cycle of hopelessness and worthlessness. It took a lot of time, self reflection, and having friends and family who saw better in me, who never gave up on me to build my confidence up to where it is today. Even now, I still struggle to see the good qualities in myself sometimes. There were days that I couldn't get out of bed in the morning, leave the house, go to work, or take care of my basic needs.
You hear that, our girly pops of Goldwald? Specifically talking about my Canadian bacon and my Wednesday Adams. You see that? A little bit of self work. Self work goes a long way. And therapy, you two definitely need a lots and lots and lots of therapy. But at this point, I don't think we'll ever see you guys go to therapy. I give up on that idea. But good for you, Beck. Good for you.
Healing has been a long and hard journey, but I'm proud of the progress I've made no matter how my progress may look to someone on the outside. You should all be proud of your progress too, no matter where you are in your journey. In my description, I'm going to link an article I found that has a lot of really good information, warning signs, a helpline, and how to break the cycles like these. Now, the next thing I want to address is Mr. Snowflake's upcoming video about me. I'm aware it's being made, but I haven't been asked to interview or anything like that. I'm not sure if I'll be able to watch it. Watching videos other people make about me can be really hard. I know it's going to cover a lot of really painful times in my life, some of which I was too out of it to even remember, due to different medications I was on, mixed with grief and the stress of my situation at the time. I trust Mr. Snowflake to give an honest perspective and make the video in a respectful way. And as you guys know, Mr. Snowflake has given me so much support and helped me out in the past, and I'll always be grateful to him as well. If he wanted to ask me questions about anything, I'd be open to helping in any way I can. And I think that if anyone is interested in the video, you should definitely check it out once it comes out. His content is really well made and thoroughly researched. Honestly, I'm not even sure where he got that baby picture of me. I'm already impressed.
Aw, see you guys, there are some good people in Girl World. Even though it's still a cesspool, there are some good people in this Girl World. That's sweet that Mr. Snowflake helped back out. That's a good thing. Like again, another thing that warms my little dead heart. That's very sweet. And I'm actually looking forward to that new documentary on Beck to come out. I'm looking forward to that.
After going through some of the comments, I picked out a few things I wanted to talk about and respond to. So I'll be going through those now. A frequently asked question was about something I mentioned in my last video. Some people asked why I haven't legally pursued the money from the live streams I was in with Amber or had questions about the attorney I talked to. I wanted to go more into detail for those who were confused and wanted me to try and get that money back. I did want to stand up for myself in that way and to fight for what she owed me. I didn't want to feel like she had won and gotten away with it. So last year, I tried working with an attorney who had reached out and contacted me and offered to work pro bono in my case. He seemed legit and confident at the time. But when I wasn't able to provide him an updated address for Amber to serve her with the lawsuit, he said that he would send her an email. But I have no way of knowing if she ever saw the email, and after that, I stopped hearing from the attorney altogether. I'm guessing that he just wasn't willing to put in more time into something without any return on his end. Unfortunately, pursuing things further just doesn't seem realistic for me right now because of the time, the fees, the complicated legal system, and the unsure outcome. I just don't know enough about it, really.
And you guys, I was thinking about this. It said that Beck wasn't able, to go through with that. But the crazy thing is, our main girls are so disliked in this community. I can see people rallying behind Beck and fundraising the money for her to be able to get a lawyer just so she can nail Amby on a cross for the money that she owes back. Honestly, I can see this community coming together for that. Oh, I love this community. Anyways, let's continue.
Next, I'm adding this in here because it wasn't really in my comments, but it is important. I was shown by a friend that a picture had been floating around of a cat that looked similar to Rarity, and the cat was at a shelter in Wisconsin, found after she'd gone missing. My first reaction to the picture without looking too closely was, that's not Rarity. But now looking closer and comparing old photos, the markings are very similar. I wish there was a full body picture of her from the shelter. It's hard to tell if the white on her paws match exactly, or if there's any white on the other side of her lip because of the angle and the bars in the picture. I can't say for sure that it is Rarity to ease all of our nerves, but it definitely could be her. Obviously, I would want her to be found rather than still be out there anywhere. If it is her, then I hope whoever adopted her from the shelter is a kind person with a good home and that she is safe and warm. If it isn't, I still wish and hope that someone quickly took her in and she isn't suffering.
I didn't think about this. Beck will also be another good character witness for Rarity, if that's Rarity or not. I don't know. She says it's hard to tell. I'm kind of like hoping that it is her.
And finally, I saw people asking if I would ever consider making videos reacting to Amber's content. And I definitely don't want to make this channel an Amberlyn Reed reaction channel. However, I have thought about making react videos to other things in the past. And if I decided to do those reactions, then maybe in time I could react to some of the old clips I was in on her channel too. Depending on the clips, of course. This way I could share my side of my perspective of what was happening at the time. And I'm sure you guys would find it interesting.
Yes, but Beck, that is exactly what the people want. Give exactly what the people want. And I'm pretty sure those super chats and super thanks will come flying in. That's a fantastic idea. That's what I said in my last video. Do that and still do what you love on your channel too. So your channel is not heavy based on MB. And then after you have said everything you wanted to say, keep it pushing with your own content. But I am liking this idea. I'm liking this idea. Go for it.
But I don't want to watch anything that's too much. Maybe you guys could give me some mild suggestions to react to. The last thing I want to talk about is my experience living in Appalachia as a member of the queer community and a little more about how I came out. I know I have already shared most of my coming out story, but I wanted to share a bit more about what happened after. Unfortunately, even today, a lot of people growing up in Appalachia still experience fear and discrimination within their homes and circles and may feel that they can relate to my experience. Growing up, I knew what being gay was. My cousin came out as a lesbian when I was a toddler, but I didn't realize that I was for a long time because of religion and heteronormativity. The realization hit me suddenly. I was terrified and went through many stages of grief, mourning who I thought I was, and even worse, who my family wanted me to be. I knew some of my family's love had limits. I was quick to accept myself, but I knew my family and friends would be another story. I hid it for a while until my mom discovered a love note in my room addressed to a girl and confronted me about it. It was a Sunday night, and my mom asked me to stay home from church that day. When everyone else had left, we had the talk. I remember being told that it would have been better had I been dead or on drugs than to have been gay.
Oof. Hearing this ripped my guts out. It absolutely ripped my guts out. Coming from a culture that is very, very family heavy, I could not imagine, like, let alone letting my own child, saying that to my own child. Oh, man. Yikes. That is so sad. That is so sad.
That night, I had to leave the only home I'd ever known. I was told that I had to either stay and be straight or leave and continue down the path my family thought was wrong, being gay and being me. Obviously, this wasn't a real choice for me. I had to leave. My family was disappointed in me and wanted nothing to do with me unless I changed. One time, I was even asked to participate in an exorcism. I refused. It took time and effort, but my mom and I reconciled.
I mean, I am glad that Beck made up with her mom, but I'm sorry this for this sad note. I just caught this. Wait, they wanted to do the exorcism and pray the gayness out of her? Oh my god. And unfortunately, there are people who still believe this. Holy crap. That's still a thing? Wow.
And I did get an apology for the things said that really hurt me that night. It hurt to not be accepted, but in the end, the only thing that mattered was that she loved me enough to change and to put me before those beliefs she held so dear. I only wish I could have been there for her more in the end. I have other family members who I'm really close to who have accepted me too, and I'm so grateful for them. There are definitely still some whose love is conditional, but the ones who matter are all I need.
But, oh, that was a heavy one. Thank you for sharing back. That was really heavy. But I'm glad you still have people in your life. I'm glad you still have some of your family members in your life. Whew. But I didn't use all of our video. I cut up some parts. Otherwise, it would have been longer. But go to her channel and support her. It's called Kinda Good and Kinda Back. It's in the beginning of her doodling. So it's right there. But yeah. So I'm glad to hear that Beck is doing well. That's a plus. That's a plus. But yeah, you guys, I will catch you in the next video. I think for now we're caught up in the whole Beck news. And I saw some stuff going on of MB and who she follows. Ugh, that seems a little bit too heavy. I'm going to sidestep that one unless there's more information I find interesting. But catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye.